welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will be mood reading for a week. So I will try to record every day this week, just giving a little snippets about the book I'm reading. This is spoiler free, so I won't say any spoilers about what I'm reading, but just talk about, in general, my thoughts and feelings about the books that I'm reading. As of today, it is Monday, March 2nd, so a week from that is when I will be done. And the first book that we're starting off with is Silent Reading by Priest. This is volume 1. If you're slightly confused on why there's a bookmark already a little bit in it, it's because I wake up at 5 a.m. now and go to bed at 10 p.m. And so I woke up at 5 this morning and started reading, and I have some footage for that, which you'll see right after this clip of me reading that little bit. But this is where we're starting. I'm super excited, and once I finish volume 1, my plan is to start volume 2. So that's super exciting. So I'm very happy to read these, and I'm looking forward to them. And let's have a fun week reading together. See you in a second when you're hanging out with earlier this morning me. It's early. I've been trying a new schedule. Regardless, here we are, ready to read. I have a coffee. How exciting! Cats. I don't know what the coffee brand is. We have like a variety pack from Costco, and then I have Chobani Zero Sugar Creamer, and then the company Skinny Syrups or Skinny Mixes. I have their pumpkin spice and their pumpkin spice. Oh, the pumpkin spice syrup and their pumpkin spice sauce. So this is like a super low calorie, no sugar pumpkin spice latte, and it's great. Don't mind my early morning voice, it's super exciting. And then I have a book that I'm ready to read. And this is what we're starting this morning. So I've got my ambient light. I've got bok soup on the TV, and I'm ready to rumble. So let's do this. Alright, it is Tuesday. It is currently 1:42, so a lot later than the last time I recorded. But it's because I slept in this morning, so I didn't really... I like to get up at 5 a.m. and then I read till 8, do some stuff around the house, read again after that, and then depending on if I go to work or not will depend on when I stop reading. But I slept in, so I did not get up at 5. So I've been reading since I woke up around like 8ish. Read for a couple hours. Hubby came home, said hi to him, had some lunch, had breakfast, whatever. So I have now read enough that I feel like it is good enough time to give an update for how reading is going. For mood reading this week, we were starting with Silent Reading Volume 1. I am a good ways in. It'll focus, kind of. I am on page 200 out of 343. 343. So, good ways. A part of me kind of hopes I'll finish it today, but there's a chance I'll finish it tomorrow, and that'll be okay. I am loving this book. I'm loving this book. So typically how Danmei books work, which is the genre that this book is, they're typically male romances, and they are typically slow burn, and that was perfectly fine with me. Because they're not like always fully 100% the romance either. Like, these are not like, at least the one that I read typically, they're not like rom-coms, like nice, sweet, gushy, like, no. These are, it's hard to explain, but they're not super flowery by any means. So this is a murder mystery that is being solved right now. We have Wen Zhao, the police officer, and then Mrs. Fei Du, which is a kid he's known since he was since Fei Du was younger. And so, yeah, they don't have a romance yet, but they will later. So this book is primarily setting up, like, the big crime plot, plus, like, establishing their relationship. But it's been so much fun. Like, even, like, the crime and the suspense parts are cool. I like both of their POVs. Well, I mean, it's not even, they don't even have technically POVs. The whole book is in third person, and you essentially are constantly looking at everybody. So there's not really like POVs, but like sometimes like we'll specifically focus on where like the cop character Wen Zhao is, and sometimes other will focus specifically on Fei Du, where he is and how he's feeling and thinking. So I'm enjoying it. I'm having a blast. Very much excited for volume 2, which I have over here as well, which is what I'll be reading after it. So I'm very much looking forward to that. This one looks like it's a little bit longer. It's not. I said, looks like it's a little bit longer, but it's not. This one is 288 pages. It feels thicker, though. What? That's insane. It is bigger. It is thicker than the first one. That's insane. But page-wise, it's not. I'm not going to, like, spoil myself. Oop, I just accidentally bopped it. Maybe it has more stuff in the back. The back of these books have, like, character guides because there's a lot of different characters and their names are sometimes confusing, and there's like a glossary for words you might not know, like Chinese culture things that you might not know and so forth, which is nice. I'm having a blast. This is great. This is exactly what I needed coming out of a 6-book fantasy series. Like, this is great. So I'm having a blast. I'm having so much fun reading it, and yeah, read quite a lot. Hopefully when I check in tomorrow with you guys, this will be done, which would be great, and I would be able to move into book 2. So I will see you in Wednesday's update. Update time. It is Wednesday. Currently 8:28 a.m. And I just finished Silent Reading Volume 1. I loved it. This book was so fun. It kept you on your toes. Always having you second guess the mystery, and it was just so good. This is spoiler free. I'm not gonna spoil anything for the books that I'm reading in the video. So, but this was fun. This was a lot of fun, and yeah, the mystery that kept on your toes, and how these typically work is like, so technically the case is closed, but there's a really big overarching like plot and crime that's going on in the background. So while the initial case of who murdered the guy that they found in the very beginning of the book has been solved, there's still some bigger, badder criminals out there being a problem. So that is teased going into the next book, that there is still something wrong. So I'm sure the next book's going to have its own crime as well that they're going to have to solve, and as they go to solve it, a little bit more of whatever this big overarching one is going to be. So But yeah, this was so fun. I loved all the characters. It does get kind of confusing because again, they're Chinese names and some of them are very similar to one another. So there's definitely a couple times where I was like, "Who are you?" But for the most part, I loved all the characters. I love all the dynamics. I like that Wen Zhao and Fei Du are getting closer to each other. So that's nice because they're eventually going to become something. So watching them grow, because essentially I wouldn't say call them enemies, but they're acquaintances. But Fei Du so it's Fei Du, Ran, and Wen Zhao. They all knew each other from when they were younger-ish. Like Fei Du, I think, was in like high school, and the guys, the Wen Zhao and Ran, were like young cops when they all met. So Fei Du has like a crush on Ran, while what's it called? Wen Zhao is just kind of like a friend in the group. But it's eventually Wen Zhao is going to be together with Fei Du. So that's been fun, and there, for circumstances that I won't spoil in the book, Fei Du and Wen Zhao don't get along very much, even though Wen Zhao on the sly like takes care of Fei Du. Fei Du doesn't know this, so they just kind of like bicker and fight all the time. But we're starting to have some truce happening between the two of them, where they just don't really like fight as much anymore, and they're like starting to understand each other better. So the slow burn be burning. So I'm super excited. And yeah, hopefully I don't think I'm going to start book volume 2 tomorrow, because I'm not going to start it today. I don't have a lot of time left today before I have to go to work. But I know I probably won't start it tomorrow either, because I'm editing a video that's really, really long. And I'm editing it a day in advance than I normally edit, to make sure I have time to edit it. So I more than likely will start book 2. Wow, numbers. I'll probably end up starting it on like maybe Friday. So tomorrow, when I update, I'll probably chit-chat with you guys about the book club book that I'm reading. So stay tuned for that update in just a second. It is update time. I am in a Has-Been Hotel blanket. Oh, I'm looking for the logo. There it is. Maybe. Has-Been Hotel. Because I'm cold. It is Friday. I did not have a Thursday update. I did not read Thursday. I was editing my video in the morning, and then usually I do my walking pad at night and read my book club book, but I didn't do that because I got a lot of steps and it works, so I didn't walk. So there was no update yesterday, but today, Friday, I have an update. So and of course I don't even have the book in here with me. I started Silent Reading by Priest, Volume 2. So I finished Volume 1 earlier this week. I talked about that. So now I'm on Volume 2. I'm not very far into it because I slept in a lot this morning. So I've really only read like a handful of the book. But I am very excited for this one. I think the plot for this one sounds a lot more fun than Volume 1. Because how these work is each book is what it looking like is probably going to have its own like crime. Because these are crime thrillers. So like each book has its own crime that it's going to solve, like a case. And then overall, there's going to be like a big, like bad group of criminals that are like sort of tied to each one of these. And you're going to get closer and closer to them towards the end of the book. So, but right now, we're primarily just like one-off cases. So the first book was a murder. A body was found, and they found out that it like got moved, and a whole bunch of twists and turns happened throughout the book. To figure out how like it was solved and all the different pieces of the puzzle and who ended up doing it. I never guessed who did it, so that was a lot of fun. But this one I found sounds a lot more fun. So Volume 2 is about there was a case 20 years ago, timeline for the book, where 6 little girls went missing and the 7th was found, and the person that was accused of it, like they couldn't figure it out, they couldn't solve it for years. It became a cold case. But the dad of one of the missing girls, they were all elementary school girls, 11 or 12-year-old girls. The dad of one of the missing children believed it was a school teacher, a junior high teacher, and he literally murdered him because he was angry. He was like, "You're the reason why." He killed him, and they did find out that they believe he did do it, or at least he had something to do with it, because they found the little girl's clothing in his basement, and then they found the 7th little girl who went missing in his basement. So, but obviously he is dead. But now it's gonna happen again. Little girls are gonna start going missing again. So it's like the case came back. We got a copycat. Did we not actually catch the original guy? Like, what on earth happened? So this one sounds a lot more fun. Not in a good way, because obviously kidnapping and killing children is very bad. But I think this kind of a mystery will be a lot more interesting, a lot more fun than the first one was. So that's volume 2. I'm still really, really early on, but so far thoughts is great. I love it. So hopefully when I check in with you guys tomorrow for Saturday, I will have read more of this book and have a better opinion on what's up. So see you in Saturday's update. Update time. It is Saturday. Pretty sure I've been pretty good. I'm updating every day except Thursday. I was busy, but I believe I talked about that. Where are we at? Last time I chit-chatted for our update, I was still reading Silent Reading, Volume 2. I am so close, guys. I have, I think, 50 pages left of this book, and my plan is to finish it tonight. I do plan to finish it tonight. I'm loving this. This one, Volume 2, is so much better than Volume 1. Like, I like the crime story of, like, the missing kids, the case from 20 years ago, connecting to the case of the missing girls currently. I found that plot line, that crime specifically that we were investigating, a lot more interesting than the murder mystery from the first book, or the first volume. So I love that. And because the first book was setting up everybody's, like, status to each other, like Ron, Wenzhou, and Feidu's relationship to each other. In this one, our main squeezes, our 2 main guys over here, Feidu and Wenzhou, they're actually getting kind of flirty together. Like, they're kind of like, I don't know where this came from, because we've always, like, bickered like we hated each other for, like, our whole lives, and now all of a sudden we're looking at each other in a more romantic way, more attracted to each other. So that's so much fun, and I'm very excited. But Volume 3 isn't translated yet, so I have to wait, and I'm so upset, but it's good. It's good. So this is a pretty short update. I hadn't read my book club book in a couple of days, so I don't really have any updates for that. That's really been the only thing I've been reading. So hopefully tomorrow, or I'm going to finish this tonight so that tomorrow I can wrap this week up and talk about everything I read in this week. So quick little fun snippet of information. I can't wait to talk again tomorrow. Good morning. It is 8:09 on Sunday, and I will be wrapping up this video. It's been pretty much a week since I started my mood reading for the week, and I've had so much fun. I picked the right choice because, as I've said multiple times already, I just came out of a 6-book long romantasy series, and because those books are long and, like, it was a great series. I absolutely loved it. Go check out its video if you want to know more about it. But it tends to put me in a slump sometimes because of the fact that it's so, like, it takes so much energy and time to read it. And so sometimes I get in kind of a funk and I'm like, I don't really want to read. So I have to pick carefully what I read afterwards to prevent me from going into a slump. And so that was kind of the point of this, was to make sure I picked only what I'm really interested in to be able to prevent me going into a slump. And that's why these books, book 1's over there. So book 2, which I'm about to finish. I'm literally like 20 pages away. So that's enough. That's enough to give my review. And then volume 1, which is over here. Let me move out of the way and go grab that. It's funny, so funny, because I forgot that I did not finish it last night because I got super tired. So volume 1 was here. Silent reading. in volume 2, which has like 20 pages left. That's enough for me to give a review for it so far. Which is great. These books were absolutely amazing. Crime thrillers with some romance, slow burn romance. We're starting to get some, like, this is establishing like past relationships to one another, everybody's status, and this one is where the attraction begins. So I've been having such a blast. This one was a dead body, a murder happened and they found the body, but like this, it wasn't originally where the body was from, it was moved, and then a specific person was like trying to frame another person, and they were like falsifying evidence. We had corrupt cops, we had all kinds of craziness going on this one. And something I realized on the side is they have like these up here, and these are important to the story, these items. Like, this is a pin, this is important, this pin, to the story, the plot, and the crime. And this one, it's a pencil case with bells in it, and that's also important to volume 2's crimes. So I thought that was really cool. I didn't realize that when I first read it. But yeah, volume 2 is about a case of little girls who went missing and were presumably murdered. And then it restarted again currently. But as you actually find out when you read it, it didn't stop 20 years ago. It started a little bit before 20 years ago, like 22 years ago, and then it was continuing to happen all the way up to now. So it's like hundreds of little girls had been going missing and essentially being murdered for a very long time. So that's what this one was about. I'm not going to spoil the details either of the cases and what happened in them. So just that they were a lot of fun. This one was good. This one was better. I think this one was so much better. Volume 2 is so much better. And then I could talk a little bit about my book club book, because I did read that this week. I've been I've been reading it on my walking pad when I walk in the evenings. I read it on my Kindle, which I have some new accessories on my Kindle from the last time. Last time I probably showed it, I had my Virga case on, but I do have a clear case for it with like an insert background. This one's a morally gray themed one. This is what I've had for a while. This is what I had before the Virga case, so I wanted to switch it back up. So I have more of these coming in the mail, these inserts. Oh my goodness. They should be coming Tuesday, so I'll be swapping this current one out for that one when it comes in. But I did get a new pop socket. So beforehand, I had a pop socket that was, it was blue, and it was like, so my sign is a Leo. And so it was like a Leo themed sign pop socket that I thought was really cute. But again, I just bought new accessories, so I switched back to the clear case, and then I got some new inserts, so those will be coming, so I'll show you guys when I get a new one in whatever video they come in by. And then I got a new pop socket. So this pop socket says "Let me be brave," and it's got a raven on it, and it's from Doctor Who. My favorite companion is Clara from New Who, and that's what she says before she dies. I was heartbroken when she died, and that's her saying. So this is a very special pop socket. I love this pop socket. Oh my goodness. I'm having a moment. So, yeah, I was reading Wild Reverence for my book club book by Rebecca Ross, I believe. Is her name? Book details? Yep, by Rebecca Ross. I am in Act 2. What's it called? I'm 39% through the book. I'm on page like 207. So I'm going strong. This is, the book club I'm part of is Larry on YouTube. Larry reads her book club. That's what we're all reading right now. And I've been having a great time with that. It's in the same universe by the same author who wrote the Divine Rivals duology. And I read those books and I really liked them. So when I found out that Larry was reading this book this month, I was like, why not? So I've been reading that also this week on my walking pad, and it's been great. Like, I'm someone who, like, if I focus too hard on the fact that I'm working out, I get, like, hot and I'm, like, tired, and then I just kind of stop because I don't want to do it. But, like, if I get like a good solid book while I'm walking, then I like forget because I'm in the world of this book, and this book immediately just bam takes me straight into the book. Like, no, hands down, don't even have to think about it, don't even have to like try to like work my way up into a mood. I'm just zoned straight into this book, and I'm having a blast. Matilda's great, Vincent is great. It's all around so much fun. It's a fantasy though, to an extent, so it does throw a whole lot of information at you at the very, very beginning, but like you just kind of gotta like hold on for the ride. And if you needed to know information later, it will give it back to you so that you know what you needed to know. So it's not just like bam, here's chart after chart after chart, all these gods, all their names, all of their powers, everything that they can do, and then I hope you remember. They like give you like a crash course every time you needed to remember something. So that's really good. And I'm having a great time with that book too. It's a lot of fun. So thank you for joining me for this week while I try to make sure I don't get in a book slump and only read books that I like really, really want to read and not specifically just to read for a video. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you will check out some of my other videos. I hope you'll subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.